According to the 2020 National Electrical Code Section 200.2, all premises wiring systems must have a grounded conductor. This requirement applies to both main panels and subpanels. However, there is an exception. The exception to this rule is for subpanels that are used exclusively for line-to-line loads such as motors or transformers and do not have any line-to-neutral loads. In this specific case, a grounded conductor is not required to be run to the subpanel, as detailed in NEC section 250.146. The grounded conductor is essential for several reasons. Firstly, safety. It provides a low resistance path for fault currents to flow back to the source, greatly reducing the risk of electric shock and fire. Secondly, reliability. It ensures that neutral reference devices such as light-emitting diodes or LED and electronic ballast function properly and are not damaged. Thirdly, code compliance. Running a neutral to all subpanels is a fundamental requirement of the NEC and is essential for passing electrical inspections. It is crucial to ensure compliance with this important safety provision. Failing to run a neutral conductor to a subpanel when it is required can have significant consequences. It can create unsafe conditions, increasing the risk of electrical shock or fire. It can also lead to the malfunction or failure of electrical equipment connected to the subpanel. Additionally, it can result in code violations and the failure to pass electrical inspections, potentially leading to costly rework and delays. The NEC specifies the requirements for grounded conductors to ensure electrical safety and proper functioning of electrical systems. Section 250 covers grounding and bonding requirements, including the sizing and installation of grounding and bonding conductors. Section 200 specifically addresses the use and identification of grounded conductors. Several factors determine the size and type of grounded conductor required for a subpanel. Firstly, the size of the ungrounded conductors supplying the subpanel. The grounded conductor must be sized appropriately to handle the potential fault current. Secondly, the type of wiring method used. The type of wiring method such as conduit or cable affects the grounding requirements. Thirdly, the presence of sensitive electronic equipment. Sensitive electronic equipment may require a dedicated grounding conductor to minimize electrical noise. It is important to consult the NEC and local electrical codes for specific requirements related to the size and type of grounded conductor for your particular installation. Several common misconceptions exist regarding the need for a neutral conductor in subpanels. One misconception is that if all the loads in a subpanel are 240 volts, a neutral is not required. This is not always true, as even 240 volt loads may require a neutral for control circuits or other purposes. Another misconception is that an equipment grounding conductor can serve as a substitute for a neutral conductor. The equipment grounding conductor is intended to provide a path for fault current, while the neutral conductor carries the normal imbalance of current between the ungrounded conductors. These conductors serve different purposes and cannot be interchanged. It is essential to understand the correct requirements for neutral conductors in subpanels to ensure electrical safety and code compliance. Several resources are available to help you understand the NEC requirements for grounded conductors in subpanels. Firstly, the National Electrical Code itself, which provides the detailed requirements for electrical installations. Secondly, electrical inspectors who can provide guidance and interpretations of the code. Thirdly, qualified electricians who have the knowledge and experience to install electrical systems according to code. Fourthly, online forums and resources that offer information and discussions on electrical topics. By utilizing these resources, you can ensure that you have a clear understanding of the NEC requirements for grounded conductors and that your electrical installations are safe and code compliant. Here are some specific scenarios where a neutral conductor is required in a subpanel even if the main loads are 240 volts. Firstly, if the subpanel supplies any 120 volt circuits. For example, if you have a 240 volt welder in the subpanel but also want to power a 120 volt light or receptacle, you will need a neutral conductor. Secondly, if the 240 volt loads require a neutral for control circuits. Some 240-volt appliances or equipment may use a 120-volt control circuit that requires a neutral connection. Thirdly, if the subpanel is located in a detached building, the NEC has specific requirements for grounding and neutral connections in detached buildings, which often require a neutral conductor to be run to the subpanel. In these scenarios, it is essential to run a neutral conductor to the subpanel to ensure proper operation and safety of the electrical system. Ignoring the NEC requirements for grounded conductors can lead to a variety of problems. Firstly, electrical shock. Without a proper grounded conductor, fault currents can flow through unintended paths such as metal enclosures or equipment, creating a risk of electric shock. Secondly, fire hazards. Fault currents can also cause overheating and fires if they are not properly directed back to the source. Thirdly, equipment damage. Improper grounding can damage sensitive electronic equipment due to voltage fluctuations or electrical noise. Fourthly, code violations. Failing to meet the NEC requirements for grounded conductors can result in code violations and the failure to pass electrical inspections. It is crucial to follow the NEC requirements for grounded conductors to avoid these problems and ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. When working with electrical systems, it is essential to prioritize safety. Firstly, always disconnect the power before working on any electrical circuits. Secondly, use properly insulated tools and equipment. Thirdly, wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as safety glasses and gloves. Fourthly, never work on electrical systems when you are wet or standing in water. Fifthly, if you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician. Following these safety precautions can help prevent electrical shock, burns, and other injuries. The NEC provides detailed guidelines for grounding and bonding electrical systems. Grounding refers to connecting electrical equipment and systems to the earth to provide a path for fault current. Bonding refers to connecting metal parts of electrical equipment and systems together to create a low impedance path for fault current. The NEC specifies the size and type of grounding and bonding conductors, as well as the methods for connecting them. It is essential to follow the NEC guidelines for grounding and bonding to ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. Understanding the difference between a grounded conductor, also known as the neutral, and an equipment grounding conductor is crucial for electrical safety. The grounded conductor or neutral carries the normal imbalance of current between the ungrounded conductors back to the source. The equipment grounding conductor provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source in the event of a ground fault. These conductors serve different purposes and cannot be interchanged. The grounded conductor is typically identified by a white or grey color, while the equipment grounding conductor is typically green or bare. It is important to correctly identify and connect these conductors to ensure proper operation and safety of the electrical system. When installing a subpanel, it is essential to follow the manufacturer's instructions. The manufacturer's instructions provide specific information about the installation, wiring, and grounding requirements for the subpanel. Ignoring the manufacturer's instructions can lead to improper installation, equipment damage, and safety hazards. Always read and understand the manufacturer's instructions before installing a subpanel. The NEC requires that all electrical work be performed by qualified individuals. A qualified individual is someone who has the knowledge, skills, and experience to perform electrical work safely and in accordance with the code. This may include licensed electricians, electrical contractors, or other individuals who have received appropriate training and certification. Using qualified individuals ensures that the electrical work is done correctly and safely, reducing the risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. When in doubt, always hire a qualified electrician to perform electrical work. Regular electrical inspections are essential for maintaining the safety and reliability of electrical systems. Electrical inspections are typically performed by local authorities or qualified electrical inspectors. The inspector will examine the electrical system to ensure that it meets the requirements of the NEC and local codes. Any violations or deficiencies will be noted, and the homeowner or building owner will be required to correct them. Regular electrical inspections can help identify potential problems before they become serious hazards. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and safety practices. It is important to stay up to date with the latest edition of the NEC to ensure that your electrical work is compliant with the current standards. The NEC is available for purchase from various sources, including the National Fire Protection Association and other electrical suppliers. You can also find information about the NEC online. Staying informed about the NEC can help you make informed decisions about your electrical system and ensure that it is safe and reliable. The information provided here is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional electrical advice. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to consult with a qualified electrician before performing any electrical work. The NEC and local codes are complex and can be difficult to interpret. A qualified electrician can help you understand the requirements and ensure that your electrical work is done safely and in accordance with the code. Always prioritize safety when working with electricity. By understanding the NEC requirements for grounded conductors and following safe electrical practices, you can help ensure the safety and reliability of your electrical system. Remember to consult the latest edition of the NEC and local codes for specific requirements related to your installation.